Hey everyone, welcome. Sci-Fighter here. This is another Sci-Flight. This is a take no prisoners kind of list that I call Darthpooned. Our top pilot in this list is going to be the Dark Lord himself, Darth Vader. The most important thing in a lot of X-Wing games is action efficiency. It's extremely important, so important a lot of ships will take push the limit. A 3-point elite pilot talent, you have to take a stress in order to get the extra action, just to do what Vader could do every single round, just by himself. No points, no stress, and you free up that elite pilot talent, which can be very important. We've filled this talent slot with veteran instincts. This brings our pilot skill up by 2 to 11. Other than lower initiative bids with other ships that are specially designed to get up to 11, or Rourke the Dirty Rebel, bringing people up to 12, Veteran Instincts is going to put us ahead of everybody at the top of the food chain. We get to move last and shoot first. This allows us to take the best actions available to Darth Vader as he can see the battlefield after everybody else has moved and everybody else has taken their actions, and the battlefield is what it is when he gets to decide all that. We're going to fill his title slot with the TIE X1. This allows us to get a system upgrade slot. And not just a system upgrade, but it even reduces the cost by 4 to a minimum of 0, so we can't go negative. We can't save points by equipping this, but what we can do is bring this 5-point system, the advanced targeting computer, down to 1. This system is great. As long as we don't spend the target lock we have on the defending ship, when we attack, we get to add a critical result. Not change one of our 2 lonely dice to a crit, but add a critical result. Very strong. If you are to shoot your 2 dice attack and blank out, right? If you spend your target lock, you're going to average 1 hit, or at least 1 damaging result, right? Advanced targeting computer is just going to add that anyway. So you're adding your average. You might as well keep the target lock for another round. You don't have to reacquire it later. Very efficient. We're going to also put on Harpoon Missiles. These are a nasty new missile that is still coming out as of this recording, but it's a range 2 to 3, 4 dice attack. You have to have a target lock in order to fire it, but you don't have to spend it. This helps immensely with trying to get it to hit. And hit with extreme prejudice. So we can spend our target lock on the modification of our attack, and with Darth Vader we don't even have to already have this, because we can take 2 actions. We can acquire a brand new target and focus and have a fully modified shot anytime that we see an opportunity to fire our Harpoon missiles. If we do hit with this, it assigns the Harpooned condition card. What the Harpoon condition card does is it actually brings our next attacks on the same ship to a whole new level of fear in our opponent. If we can hit the ship that has this with a uncancelled critical result, it doesn't matter if they have shields, or if it's a TLT, if there's a critical result in your attack roll that didn't get cancelled out, the Harpoon condition triggers. And what it's going to do is it's going to splash out range 1 of the defender, and everybody in there is going to take 1 damage. Swarms, fairship rebels, things like this, they're all going to take a damage, including the defender. If they want to try to get rid of this themselves before they get hit by an attack and get triggered, they're going to have to spend an action, roll a die, and if they get a hit or a crit result, they're going to take a damage on top of what we already did with the Harpoon missiles to begin with. So it's just a nasty missile. We want to hit with this missile, so we have guidance chips. At 0 points, we get to change any of our attack dice on the Harpoon missile shot to a hit. Very good. Very efficient, and really brings our chances of hitting with that up so significantly. The next ship we have on the list is going to be Omega Leader. Omega Leader is kind of a staple of Imperial lists at this point. Fallen out of favor a little bit in the current meta right now, however, still strong and still should be prevalent, I feel. Excuse me. So Omega Leader wants to target lock a ship and keep that target lock around just like Darth Vader does. So when Omega Leader has a ship locked, that ship cannot modify any attack dice or defense dice that are against Omega Leader. And this is a wonderful opportunity for a TIE fighter to get damage through and not get hit by damage. Omega can do all the modification he wants. However, whoever he has locked, nothing. When trying to fire or defend against Omega Leader, it's great. To increase the action efficiency with Omega Leader, we're going to put Comm Relay on. This is just our get out of damage free card that we're going to put up our sleeve. It helps Omega Leader kind of push the limit in a pseudo way, round to round, and it's just there whenever we need it. We'll take that the first round of flying, and then we won't have to worry about it until we have to spend that. A lot of people use Juke on Omega Leader. We're actually going to put a score to settle. For 1, it's 0 points. Juke is 2, and we don't have the points to spend in this list. Score to settle, great card for Omega Leader, as at the setup phase we get to pick any enemy ship we want, and we can assign a debt to pay to that ship. Now, what is significant about this with Omega Leader is that as long as Omega Leader has that ship locked, it can't modify its attack results. So this negates the negative consequences of this a score to settle, a debt to pay relationship. So both of the ships can change a focus result during an attack to a critical result. However, the enemy ship can't modify as long as it's target locked by Omega Leader. So Omega Leader has a better chance of putting damage through without even having to spend the focus. And you can save that focus for defense if needed. It's usually a better way to go, especially if it helps save that evade token for when you are desperate. Score to settle pretty good for Omega Leader. I have come to like it a lot. Imperials, they don't always pay their debts, but they do hedge their bets, and this is a good combo to do just that. The next ship that rounds out our list is actually our most expensive, even though it's the lowest pilot skill. It's going to be Colonel Vessery. This TIE Defender is extremely strong. A lot of modification happens here, and because both of our allies don't want to be spending their target locks, the enemy ships will be target locked most of the game. Colonel Vessery can then attack a ship, and if it's got a target lock by another of our ships, whether that be Vader or Omega Leader, Vessery gets to acquire after he rolls his attack dice and then spend that target lock on that attack if he so chooses. So attacks with Vessery are really nice. We want multiple attacks. To get multiple attacks, we're going to put TIE D, the title for the defenders, on there. It allows us to attack with a 3-point cannon or less. So tractor beam, ion cannon, flechette cannon. Not a lot of options, but there are options. So we get to perform an attack with our cannon, and then after that we get to perform a second attack with our primary weapon and do more damage. I've chosen in this list to put ion cannon. This allows us to place if we hit with it, we can place an ion token on the defender. Now it's going to be going 1 forward next turn. Unless it's a large ship, then we got to hit a second time, but that's fine. Vessery can usually do that on a large ship. They don't have a whole lot of defense unless you're talking like an IG aggressor. And with the modification that Vessery gets, usually you're hitting every attack with at least 2 damage, because you get that free target lock, and you usually will be taking your focus. So it's a good way to restrict movement. Another thing of note is that the TIE and the cannon primary shots, they don't have to be at the same target. I've run into many situations where it's actually nice to ion a certain target, so he flies a 1 straight the next round, but then turn around and primary somebody of lower agility to try to increase the chances that I hit. And the reason we want to do this is because of Ruthlessness. Ruthlessness is a splash damage elite pilot talent. When we hit somebody with an attack, we do 1 damage to somebody at range 1. We have to do the damage unless Vessery is the only person within range. So that means our allies are susceptible. We have to be careful with where we're flying our guys, and we have to keep in mind where Vessery's going to be shooting if we fly our guys in too close. There have been times where I've had to just not shoot because Vader is down to some low health, or Mega Leader also down to low health, and we don't want to kill our own ships off. That would be bad. So you need to be careful during the planning phase and think your rounds through very carefully. But it allows us to do automatic damage to ships. Biggs, eat your heart out, buddy. You're not going to be able to divert this. So you can trigger that on both attacks. That's 2 free damage, as long as you hit with both attacks. 2 free damage to nearby ships. Great card, good efficiency, and with this list you can almost take down some low health ships without even attacking them. It's very nice. So this is a list that I've ran quite a few times. I really like it. It's a no mercy kind of list, and you got to fly it as such. It won't be merciful to enemy ships or allies that get too reckless. So think your rounds through, consider your targets during the planning phase, and take this list and go wreck some rebel scum. Alright guys, well, that's it for this write-up. Hopefully this sounds intriguing to you, and good hunting. Sci-Fighter out.